Hello again, knowledge seekers. Once again, you've come to the right place. Today's topic is our third under the heading of business analytics optimization techniques, and it involves the management of waiting lines, also known as queuing theory. Queuing theory is a mathematical approach to the analysis of waiting lines. It was developed in the early 1900s by Anger Erlang, a Danish mathematician, and it is applicable to any number of situations where people line up to have a service performed. About approximately 70% of our GDP is derived from service-oriented businesses. So the number of applications that are out there is obviously very many and varied. It can be used in call centers, banks, post office, restaurants, theme parks, and in traffic management. The justification for spending the money to build the metered on-ramps on freeways was through queuing theory. Tonight before class, I went to Pollo Loco and got into the drive-through line to pick up my double chicken bowl. It was one line, and it led to the one service window where they gave me my order. Earlier in the day, I'd gone to the bank to cash a check, and when I got in that line, there were two tellers working, and I didn't know which teller I was going to end up at. So that is an example of a multiple channel situation. This line here, in the multiple channel situation, is going to channel me to one of two or more servers. In the single channel situation, this line channels me to the one server that we have. Most of the situations today where we have multiple servers, we use this multiple channel setup or configuration where this one line will lead to the one or the more than one server. In the 60s and 70s, ask your parents and grandparents what the bank looked like when they went to cash a check in the bank. It was not like it is today. It was a series of single channel situations where each teller had his or her own line. We will show you in queuing theory why the multiple channel is often far superior to a series of single channel situations. Our objective in queuing theory is to come up with the optimal configuration for our service facility that will minimize the sum of two costs, the cost of providing the service and the cost of the people, the entities waiting for the service. The behind the counter cost, or the cost of providing the service, is the staff cost, wages plus benefits of the workers we have working behind the counter. The equipment that we use, the acquiring and maintaining that equipment, the more efficient the equipment is, the more it's going to cost. And the facility, the floor space, the insurance, the cost of keeping the lights on, the utilities are all costs associated with the service cost. The cost associated with in front of the counter is the cost of making the people, the customers, wait for the service. Sometimes this is more difficult to estimate than the behind the counter cost. In some cases, is easy to estimate. If it's a taxi company and when the taxi is broken waiting to be fixed, we've lost whatever profit that taxi cab was generating, and that is the cost of waiting. If it's a retail situation and we're making our customers wait, then that's a little more difficult to estimate. That includes the loss of future business, reduced competitiveness, wasted resources, and customer goodwill. If if we look at this graph, which shows visually as we increase our service capacity, as we have more service workers, as we have a bigger facility, as we have a better equipment, as the service capacity increases, of course, the cost of providing that service will go up. But correspondingly, the cost of people waiting, since the lines are going to be shorter and people are going to be processed faster, are going to go down. So if we add those two together, we get this total cost curve. And our objective in queuing theory is to find this sweet spot right here where we minimize the total cost of providing the service.